Now, back to the sauce. I'll add a little bit of seasoning. Just a little bit of seasoning. Rachel. Well, today's lesson. The importance of durable Kohler cast iron sinks. And honesty is the best policy.
You know, one good motto in life is if you eat well, you're ultimately going to live a healthier lifestyle. Think about it. But one obstacle many folks face is finding the time to cook healthy meals. So let's take the time to head into the kitchen with Chef Ulrich Koberstein to see what he's whipping up. I'm sure it's balanced, but not bland.
I have a pretty busy, active lifestyle. I know how difficult it can be to cook a quick, fast, nutritious meal for yourself and for your family. But what we're going to do here today is put something together that is really flavorful and is going to be very good for you. We're going to combine grilling meats and grilling vegetables. Whatever your favorite flavors are and whatever vegetables are looking good for you. The meat that we're going to be using today is a lamb loin. I'm going to put this onto the grill, and you can see it's a fairly thin piece of meat, so this is going to cook really, really quickly. I've marinated this in some harissa, and harissa is a Northern African Moroccan flavor and spice. It has pimentos, it has some olive oil, it has coriander seeds in there, so really flavorful, big, bold flavors in there. And that's going to work really well with the other ingredients that we have going into the salad today. We've got some cherry tomatoes, some almonds, some chickpeas or garbanzo beans, and some feta cheese. If you don't find the harissa paste, use something else. If you want to make an Asian dish out of this, you can use teriyaki paste, you can use soy sauce, you can make even a barbecue if you want. And just grilled vegetables and the grilled meat comes together very, very nicely. So this is about ready now, and it took nothing more than a couple of minutes. We're going to take that off. Put that onto a plate. We're going to let our meat rest, and while that rests, we're going to move over and make our pesto over here in the blender. This is a variation of your classical Italian style pesto, and the reason for that is we're working with lamb here, so we're going to adapt the ingredients to work well with the lamb. What I have is a little bit of paprika. I've got 1 clove of garlic, and then 2 cups of cilantro. Just put those into the bottom of the blender, and then some toasted almonds. Now this varies from your classical pesto because we're not using basil, we're going to use the coriander instead. We're not using pine nuts, but we're going to use toasted almonds instead there. And the cheese that we're going to finish this off is not going to be the classic Italian Parmesan cheese, it's going to be a feta style cheese. So a little bit of olive oil that we're going to put in here as well, just to get that process going. Put the lid on top and just puree. When that has started to combine again, open up the blender again. We're going to add a little bit more of the olive oil at this point. Nice little squeeze of that. Also some lemon juice, which is going to pick up some of those flavors that we have. And at that point, scrape down the inside of the blender, just to make sure that all the ingredients that you have inside the blender are going to get mixed together. Put the lid back on top at that point and give it a quick pulse again. The consistency that we're looking for here, it needs to be nice and loose and runny, knowing as well that we're still going to put the cheese in here. So at this point now we can add our feta cheese to it. Feta cheese has been crumbled already. Simply add that into the pesto, and then using a spoon, just incorporate those ingredients. You don't have to put it on the blender again. At this point you've got nice chunky pieces of cheese mixed in with the pesto. Great flavor in there. Yet you don't need to season at this point because there's a lot of salt that's found naturally in the feta cheese. I've got a nice arrangement here of mixed salad greens. You could use romaine lettuce as well. You could use arugula if you like the pepper flavor that gives that arugula gives you. Build a nice little pile of lettuce back there. Use different elements of the grilled vegetables at different points to build up a nice colorful plate. The red peppers, the asparagus, the red onions, zucchini, summer squash. I've got some cherry tomatoes. We're just going to quarter those up, sprinkle them randomly onto the salad. That should be about enough of the tomatoes. I also have some garbanzo beans here, chickpeas, that are used very often in Moroccan cooking. Put those over the top. Again, it's going to add a little bit of crunch and a little bit of texture. We've got some extra almonds over the top of that as well. And then just a little bit more of the goat's cheese sprinkled over the top. There we go. Perfect. At this point now, our lamb loin has rested. Cook this to whatever temperature you like. We're going to slice this on a bias. into nice little medallions. Pick up the meat and lay it over the top of the salad. Just spreading that out. There we go. Beautiful, nice medium rare on that. And we're going to finish that off with the pesto that we made. Take a spoon, mix that up again a little bit, drizzle some over the lamb, over the vegetables, and then finally over the mixed green salad as well. We have some microgreens here that we're just going to finish off the dish with. Put that on top of the lamb. And there you have it. Another very, very easy, healthy, nutritious meal that you can prepare on the weekends and then put together for your family during the week when you don't have time to cook something healthy.
Now, if you missed jotting this recipe down, you can find it on our show's website. That's yourlifetv.com. We'll be right back.